Alright then people, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time discovering my channel, please do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe and leave your comments in the section below because I really take the time to reply, to engage in a conversation and really to know what you guys think about the content and the video and the topics that I talk about. So let's get straight into it. Before we talk about the February 22nd 2025 card, I think is one thing to mention. Yesterday, Dereck Chisora versus Otto Wallin was announced. This is a fight that I never thought I would ever see. Because, we know Dereck Chisora, he wants to get to 50 fights before retiring. He's now at 58, so this is his 59th fight. And I was thinking maybe it would have been with Jerome Miller, because I thought that would have made sense because, both guys, they can talk. Heavy hitters, both of them. Dereck Chisora has got a reputation for brawling. Jerome Miller has got a reputation for come forward, throwing a lot of punches, brawling and really mauling his opponent. So I thought, it would be the natural fight to make. But I'm quite surprised that, Frank Warren, Queensbury Promotion made Dereck Chisora versus Otto Wallin. This is a fight that I never saw. Looks really interesting. Press conference happened yesterday. There's nothing much. I mean, Otto Wallin is not going to talk absolutely crazy. And, we know that Dereck Chisora, he needs a sparring partner. He needs a dance partner, really, to be able to get the best out of him. So in terms of, selling the fight and press conference and the shenanigans that comes with it. So, it's a fight that I'll watch it, but it's not a fight that I was expecting to happen. Especially not at this stage of Dereck Chisora's career. I thought he would go out with 3 big fights, fights that can sell. Otto Wallin is not a big, ticket guy. He doesn't put a lot of, bums on the seats. Dereck Chisora does. But of course, with every fighter, you need a dancing partner to be able to get, the best possible crowd. I'm sure people are going to tune in. Of course, I'm going to tune in. I'm going to talk about it more as the fight gets closer next year. I think it's going to happen on February 8th. So that is definitely something, that we can look forward to, as fight fans, as boxing fans. So yeah, look, interesting fight, I think. Different styles though. Dereck Chisora come forward. Joe Frazier's style sort of, defense, tack his chin really in properly. And he just wings shots, over shots that he throws, Dereck Chisora, overhead shots all the time. So Otto Wallin, southpaw, really good job, decent movement, not the best chin, but he's crafty. He can cause some problems. So it's an interesting matchup. Not a style that I don't think would gel. But it could be an interesting fight because after all, this is the heavyweight and we know what can happen. So yeah, look forward to watching that. So now let's get straight into it. According to Dan Raphael and the people that are in the know in boxing, February 2022, February 22nd, 2025, the card that Turki Al-Sheikh and those guys at Riyadh Season are putting together is mind-blowing. Incredible fight on that card. That is probably the greatest, the biggest fight card that I've probably ever seen in terms of the caliber of fights that are on there. World title fights, undefeated against, undefeated, fights that really will get you up off your seat, really. Fights that we want to see is going to happen on those fights. So they're talking about, Daniel Dubois defending his title against Joseph Parker, Zhile Zhang against Agit Kabayel, of course, Dmitry Bivol against Artur Beterbiev, and then Boots Ennis against Virgil Ortiz. Now look at that. And then other fights as well on the undercard. So This is rumored. It's not been confirmed yet, but this looks like, incredible fights. Let's go through the fight card. Those 4 fights. Let's just talk about it a little bit. So, Joseph Parker versus Daniel Dubois, or Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, because Daniel Dubois is the champion. Incredible fight. Daniel Dubois, he's on an upward trajectory. He looks really confident at the moment, beating Anthony Joshua, so he's definitely all the way up there. Joseph Parker, ex-champion, defended his title against Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. He's been really impressive in the last few fights, 4 or 5 fights that he has had, Joseph Parker. So that is going to be an incredible fight. Agit Cabello versus Zhile Zhang. We know Zhile Zhang, he's got only 6 rounds in him, where he's really active and he's dangerous, and we know what he can do, right? Southpaw backhand is incredibly powerful, and we saw what he did with Deontay Wilder, and he knocked Joseph Parker actually down twice in the fight. You look at Boots Ennis versus Joel Ortiz. Come on, that is a fantastic fight. People have been asking for Boots Ennis to step up, because if he wants that Terence Crawford fight, he needs to step up. He needs to fight someone that is really good, and Virgil Ortiz is a really great dance partner for Jaron Ennis. And then you have Bivol Beterbiev, which is the fight that not everyone, but most people, including myself, I thought Bivol won that fight, because, to be honest with you, Bivol, he controlled in terms of the tempo of the fight. He was in and out really well. His jab was really good. He did get some really powerful right hands in there. Beterbiev just couldn't get his feet set to throw his power punches, because Bivol took that away from him with the movement, with the ring IQ. He just was the better fighter in that first fight. I think he won that fight. I don't think it's a robbery, the way a lot of people are screaming robbery, but I think he won the fight. And so the rematch is going to be really interesting, because I think that this time around, Beterbiev, who they said was, of course, had an injury. Not they said, he had an injury, a knee injury, which he took some time out to, get it healed before getting to the fight. He's going to be much more fitter. Bivol, on the other hand, is also going to learn from the first fight in terms of, how dangerous Beterbiev is, and how he's going to stand in the pocket and trade, or is he going to get on his bike, use his jab and his movement to evade fights, punches, and then do his own work at the back of that. So looks really interesting. The fight card is incredible. Turki Al-Sheikh. Look, I'm gonna make a video. I've got a video coming about Turki Al-Sheikh, so watch out for that, because I think he's the boxing savior, and I think he's doing a lot for boxing. So if you look at that undercard, if you look at that boxing card, right, it is incredible. Every fight on that card could be the main event. I'm actually interested to see which fight would be the main event, because Dubois versus Parker could be main event. Beterbiev versus Bivol, main event. Cabello versus Zhile Zhang, 2 heavyweight boxers going head to head, that could be main event. Ortiz versus Ennis, that could be main event. So look, this is an incredible card. I think it's fantastic. I'm really interested in hearing what you guys think about this card. And also, Dereck Chisora, do you think Otto Wallin is the right fight right now for his career? He's still got one more fight after this fight, because he said he wants to get to 50 fights before retiring. You guys let me know what you think about, what I've just talked about. Click the subscribe button, click the bell button, so you receive a notification every time we upload a video. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.